I want to platinum 1000 games so I can put it on my tombstone. I am currently on 368, so I have a couple more years before the carpal tunnel kicks in and my brain starts to rot. Today, we are playing the newly released LEGO Horizon Adventures. This game has come out at the perfect time for me because I've just finished Funko Fusion and that gave me the itch to platinum a LEGO game. I do also have a side goal to platinum every single LEGO game released, including all the different region ones. So this is a nice one to add to that collection, even though I don't think I'll ever achieve that goal. Let's jump into this game though, and I took a quick glance at the trophy guide and seen this was only a 15-hour platinum, which took me by surprise to be honest, because I swear most LEGO games are 30 hours plus. It's also crazy that this game doesn't even have collectible trophies. Well, it kinda does, but I'll show you that more later. Anyway, that's enough yapping, let's get into the game. Once we load up, we are given the usual options on what difficulty we want to play. And because I'm a huge pussy, I play on the difficulty just above the lowest, and that's just so I can feel somewhat of a gamer and not completely washed. We then jump into the opening cutscene, and basically for those who haven't played a LEGO game before, they always follow the same story as original movies, or in this case game, but they always give it a more child-friendly approach to it with some funny humour every now and then. So in LEGO Horizon's case, we are playing the first game story, which follows a character called Aloy, who is on a mission to find out who she really is whilst destroying loads of robot dinosaurs. We start off with a prologue mission where we head to Mother's Heart to ask Tearsa about who we really are, which basically means this is just a tutorial. Pretty quickly, I realised this game felt way more like Minecraft Dungeons than a normal LEGO game, which I still don't know if I like or dislike. It definitely felt weird, that's for sure. We then defeat our first dinosaur, and did you see that tiny little level up? Well, remember that, because that right there is the only annoying thing about this game. Anyway, we get to the Mother's Heart and see that it's been attacked, so we go to help them, which pops us our very first trophy of the game. Before starting the mission to help the people who have been taken captive though, we go to Mother's Heart, and this is our home base, which we'll use later on for a lot of the trophies. The missions are pretty straightforward. We usually just make our way through tons of dinosaurs till we get to the end where we either defeat a dinosaur boss, or in this case, rescue Teb the Tailor. After that, we collect our very first gold brick, which these are actually the only collectibles in the entire game, and we get them every time we finish a mission. Oh, and we also pop a trophy for collecting the first one. We then head back to our home base and get access to a building where we can change our costume, which we'll use later for a trophy. On to the next mission, where we investigate the rumours of a giant machine, which turns out to be a tall neck.
Look at that! It's so tall! And so... hecky!
We then climb to the top of the tall neck and pop a trophy for it. After finishing the mission, we return to the home base and unlock a tree. But it's actually an important tree, because this is where we unlock new skills. Which is good because we can unlock the skills that have XP icons on to get bonus XP. The next mission, we get a dialogue between Aloy and a new character who is the bad guy of this game. And this is another straightforward mission. We fight our way through loads of more robots and rescue a character called Cost. And then we collect another gold brick, but sadly no trophy. Yeah, by now you can probably tell how basic these missions actually are. Back to the home base, and Cost builds us a house which we can change with some cool customizations. Moving on to the next mission, we rescue yet another character called Val. But at least this time we earn a trophy when we collect the gold brick. Yay! Before the mission can end though, we think we found Tearsa, but we are tricked by the bad guy, who we find out is called Helis. We then unlock another upgrade for the home base, which is a community board, which is basically just some small side quests that we can do, which we'll need to do later because there's a trophy for doing 20 of these. The next mission, we finally get to rescue Tearsa, but before we can get to her, we have our very first boss fight against a corruptor robot. After defeating the corruptor, we rescue Tearsa and pop a trophy for doing so. At the start of our next mission, we need to collect some flowers that are going to be used to make a weapon. But before we can collect it, a Thunderjaw takes it. So we then build a signal tower to help us locate the Thunderjaw and complete the mission. Back to the home base, we unlock some more decoration space where we can add ornaments, which is basically just random LEGO items like trees or statues. We then go investigate some strange noises that turn out to be DJ Silence. We take him back to the camp so he can help us build more signal towers. The next mission, we build another signal tower and we are getting close to tracking down the Thunderjaw now. Finally, I thought with the description of this mission being for investigating the machine graveyard, we'd fight the Thunderjaw. But nah, more filler content. and we find another character called Errand who joins us on our journey, but at least we pop a trophy, so it's not so bad. We build the final signal tower, and this means we can fight the Thunderjaw. After an anticlimactic fight against the Thunderjaw, we pop 2 trophies, one for completing the mission and another for completing a cauldron. We take the flower back to the home base, and now we need to find the next one. But this time it's in the jungle, woo!
This should be fun.
Now I'm just going to speed through a little bit because this is just getting tedious. We spend 4 missions gathering sawtooth parts to build a sawtooth so we can knock down a door to find another flower. But guess what? Once we enter, we have to fight an enemy sawtooth. The story of this game is actually a snooze fest. But anyway, we defeat the sawtooth and pop a trophy. We then take another flower back to the home base, and you'll never guess what? We need to collect another flower, but it's in the desert, yeah! But we're making progress towards trophies, and we pop 2 for discovering all the weapons and gadgets in the game. And a couple of missions later, we pop another trophy for completing 3 cauldrons. And then back to the skill tree, where we unlock another trophy for obtaining 10 upgrades. We finally defeat Helis and obtain our final flower. And after we finish the mission, we pop another trophy. We then take the final flower back to the home base to build, wait for it, a bath. No, but seriously, after Aloy taps into the Matrix, we build the real thing, which is a arrow. I can't lie, I've got to put this in here. It must have took me 20 times just to say a arrow. And on to the final mission, boys. And honestly, if you made it this far, let me know in the comments and I'll give you a kiss. But on a serious note, thank you for all the support. I plan to let you guys pick which games I plan them at 1k. So don't forget to sub if you haven't already, and I'm scared to see what games you guys pick. Anyway, we finally fight the last boss, which is called Deathbringer, but I prefer the name Ancient Goop Monster, so we'll go with that. This fight is actually the most fun I've had so far. Before this I thought I'd fall asleep, but sadly, all things must come to an end, and we defeat him and pop a trophy. We then shoot the arrow from earlier at him to fully defeat him and end the story. With the story done, it's time to work on the rest of the trophies. The biggest trophy we'll be going for is for getting level 20 with all the playable characters, and there is 4 to do, so yeah, somewhat of a grind, but still only a couple of hours, because if you connect a second controller, you can level up 2 characters at the same time. But whilst we work on that, I pop a trophy for unlocking 20 roofs or yards, which is basically what we can customise on our house. I then get my first trophy for maxing a character. Carrying on with the grind, I pop another trophy for completing 3 tall necks. Finally, after a couple of hours of grinding, I popped the trophy for leveling all characters to max. Luckily this wasn't too long, but it did get tedious repeating the same missions over and over again. The next trophy I work on is for completing 20 community jobs, but whilst working on that, I pop a trophy for collecting 50 gold bricks. Compared to the other Lego games, that was actually really easy to get. You get most of them just from completing the missions, and the rest I easily got from the community jobs. Next I get 2 fast trophies out of the way, one for collecting 75 outfits and another for collecting 75 decorations. And then finally a trophy for completing 20 community jobs. And our platinum! I'm still not sure what to think about this game. On one hand, I really like that it's more simple than a traditional Lego game, but on the other it just felt so empty and repetitive at times that it kind of felt longer than it actually was. But it was still a fun little game and I'm glad I played it. I do think this game would be a lot better though if it was more priced towards $50 or like £30, which is in my currency. As always, thank you for watching, you beautiful people, and I'll see you in the next one.